expect synergy. As for example, you can see these are three different colors of the preps, and we have pressed the same ingot, and three different results are achieved. So the internal color, the color of the prep matters a lot. And imagine if we have a metal post. So we are going to share a few cases with you today, which we have shown, which are pretty challenging, where we are having an implant crown on which we have made an Emax. Another most important part of communication is the spatial plane. Only then, if you can see on the image on the left hand side, look at the drastic change that we brought into this. It was only possible when we were given the Facebook transfer and the right kind of images, and only then we could achieve the right plane, the incisal plane, and in relatively the same occlusal plane. So a Facebook transfer means a lot. It's the most important thing whenever you are starting to do, which will yield success. And for aesthetic success, what is most important is the tooth shape, then the tooth color, and finally the surface structure or the micro shape and the glaze. So to understand the tooth shape, you really need to study the natural tooth, get as many extracted teeth from the colleges or from your close dentists if they can share with you. Try to make their epoxy dyes and share and keep them with you, and try to study and mimic them. So the tooth shape plays a vital role because it influences the overall aesthetics. In our office, we try to make some workshops wherein we on a matchstick, you can say, we craft this, we do a wax sculpting, which can nicely show us the coronal area as well as the root, so that how we need to understand how the crown is connected to the root. Because the basic tooth is having the variant shapes. You need to also understand and study those shapes. Like, there's a triangular. It's all personality related. It's also age related. We need to understand how age plays a role in the change of the tooth in terms of the surface texture, in terms of the internal color, as well as the shape. Because wear happens. And when it comes to color, there is no life without color. And when color is added, your restorations look amazing. For that, you need to have your shape perfect, and then you can add as many nuances that are present in the nature. It's unlimited. You can layer it, and in the new generation, you can, if you have the skills, if you learn, if you practice, you can achieve all this by just coloring it the 3D way, the 3D staining. Texture plays a vital role whenever we are fabricating a tooth because it adds life to it. If there is no texture, the tooth looks very, very weak. Imagine this kind of perichromatic lines, this kind of vertical furrows. These all make the tooth look lively. This is an example how a tooth will play a vital role when there is texture over it. Imagine this is a plain paper and this is a crumpled paper. There's so many zones of shadows created over here. Automatically, this paper looks a bit smaller, whereas the unfolded paper is absolutely looking plain, bland, and is reflecting too much of light. So what we are creating by creating texture is we are creating a lot of zones of shadows, wherein the light scatters and the tooth looks much more vital. These are a few instruments that I use to create these kind of textures. So the ultimate goal, as we said, is the shape, texture, and finally the color. And to understand that, we need to also understand color. This is a long topic, but just to brief you, what is color is like, you need to understand the basic colors and their hues. And finally, you need to also understand what is complex gray. So when it comes to chroma, it's how the intensity of the color rises. The pure intensity of the color is chroma. If you just keep on making it a bit darker, that's what you make the color look chromatic. And then comes the value. So as much as black color, as much as light absorption properties you introduce into your material, the value of the shade drops. It's very easy to lower the value, but to raise the value is a bit of a challenge. So when it comes to Emax, you need to understand all the material properties, and only then you'll be able to overcome all these challenges. So for me, this is one system for all indications, and that's how we craft smiles, because I've been using Emax when MO was the only ingot, and we have fabricated MO the monolithic way those days. I started using Emax in the year 2005. Until today, we are doing Emax like we are so happy with it. Evolution of this material, you can see there are so many materials now: the high opacity ingot, the medium opacity ingot, the low translucency ingot, the medium translucency ingot, the HT, and the opal and the multi. These two are completely different and very, very beautiful ingots. We are going to show you cases in all these ingots today. But for me, when I like to play safe, it's the LT, because it has the right kind of vibrance and brightness that I need. So pretty cases, you will get to see we are fabricating in either LT bleach or LT A1, B1, whatever the respective shade is. And then comes the coloring material and the layering material, that is the Emax Ceram. All these powders are amazing, and they really add life to your restorations. These are the shade pastes that are available, and there is a table which you need to study, which explains exactly how to modify the shade. For me, whenever I am trying to fabricate a restoration, the restoration is always in a lighter shade. I prefer to go to have the least chromatic. Like, if there is a shade that I have to finally achieve is A3, I would rather go with an A1 or a max A2 and then try to reach the shade of an A3, because it is very much possible for me to do that. But imagine if I have an A3 and if I have to, if I have to reduce the chroma, it's not possible. So what is very, very important? What does Emax allow us to do? All the interior restorations, the implant supported restorations, onlays, tabletops, inlays and veneers, full mouth reconstructions, and hybrid solutions also. So whenever we are challenging the nature in the aesthetic zone, what is important is the guided and predictable dentistry. And that is only possible when there is a right synergy between the dentist and the dental lab. Because there are so many cases. Now this case that we start here is an implant case, which was, and a prosthetic goal, as you say, anytime whenever we are working on a case, the ultimate prosthetic goal is aesthetic, but it stands on these three fundamentals: the function, the... So this has failed post and core. And we gave a provisional to try to condition the tissue and achieve an okay emergence. With that reference, the immediate placement was done, and the mock-up was accordingly transferred. The impressions were made, and then we had this model in our office. We milled the abutments, but as you can see, the mock-up, the wax mock-up and the index is showing us that is very low, less clearance for us to achieve. And we also have to mask the implant abutments. The first choice would have been the porcelain fused to metal, but we wanted to go for metal free. So we chose the high opacity ingot, which not only masks the internal metal abutment, it also allows us to change its entire color. So what we do is we do the internal staining on this high opacity ingot after conducting a wash firing by the shade pastes and the essence pastes. We either raise the chroma, we either lower the value, and ultimately we get it to a strict normal, and then we layer it with the Emax Ceram. And that's the result that we could get on a high opacity ingot. So there is no opacity of the white opaque ingot visible, and nor is the metal abutment visible from inside. And we could manage with and you can see the emergence that we have created for us, because the dentist had not created an exact submergence profile or a gingival profile, what is needed to achieve the right kind of papilla or right kind of emergence for both these teeth. You can imagine over here. So what we tend to do is we try to modify the papilla here in the office, because whenever you try to do a triangular tooth, there is a negative space, there is a triangle, deep, a dark triangle that will be visible. So we tend to reduce this black triangle by creating not a triangular tooth but a quite of a squarish looking tooth. And for that, if we need it, we will modify the emergence by compressing the papilla, and that's how we could manage it. You can see on the in the radiograph also how we have extended, how we have contoured a bit more on the one area, and that's what we could, with that we could achieve this result. The patient was extremely happy because the entire smile was in harmony. So this was a case wherein we did not get an ideal submergence profile. So we have one case wherein we did a one-piece solution. If you are aware, this is a very versatile way to work when we are having an implant site and we need to find an aesthetic solution for it. Now this particular case, it was a completely devastated kind of a thing, but the dentist created a site which was ideal for us to create a good smile. So you can see the core buildups were done properly, the submergence profile, the gum profile was achieved rightly, the temporization was done, and we had a conditioned custom gingival former in our impression tray. We mimicked it with our gum mask, and that's what we could get. Now this is a case wherein we are having 3 crowns on 3 different colors and 1 crown which is going to be a screw retained crown. So we chose a stock abutment on which we crafted a crown made in wax, and we tried to achieve the exact custom gum profile that we have received from the dentist. Once again, you see all these cases have to be properly kept on the articulator to check all the functional movements. So that's how we did. We made this wax patterns. We made the fully contoured wax patterns by keeping in mind the soft tissue, the papilla. Checked all the dimensions from all aspects. And then after pressing, we did the sandblasting and we get the restorations for us. Minimal cutback, that's what we could do on this, because we were not, these are quite old cases wherein we were yet to evolve for the monolithic days, okay? We were not very much comfortable, but now it's very much possible. So we did a micro cutback after conducting the watch firing and micro layering with the effects. We fire at the dual stage program that is preset in the Ivoclar furnaces, yields a great result, predictable result. And that's what we could achieve. Very, very subtle looking incisal area, because we didn't want to overdo anything. And the patient was a male, robust male. And we believe in giving age and personality related characteristics. So see how we could manage this case. Wherein we did not compromise on the biology, nor on the function, nor on the aesthetics. And you can look at the radiograph closely, how nicely it is integrated. So it's no more an excuse that if you're fabricating an implant crown adjacent to a natural crown, that it should look like an implant crown. They should all blend in as if they are the same, they come from the same family. So what is most important here in this case is, for achieving natural integration, you need to understand the science behind it, and for that you need to work in close hands with your dentist. Other case that I'm going to show you now is a 2-piece solution, wherein you have been given a site wherein there is a submergence profile, a custom submergence profile that has been achieved by giving a long-term temporary. This is where we started. and we had given the girl a temporary abutment, which was screw retained, by which we could achieve the right submergence profile. And we made a diagnostic wax up through which the preparations were done, and this case is ready for fabrication. Once again, you can see very nice preparations, also the custom gum profile that we have. And now it's our turn to create perfect harmony in this situation. Once again, our prosthetic goal, even though it is aesthetics, it needs to stand on function, structure, and biology. So we fabricated a zirconia milled abutment with which we cemented on the TI base, following the protocols of the multi-link hybrid. You need to prime, you need to sandblast the abutment as well as the internal surface of your milled abutment, and then you need to apply the primer and you need to cement this. And mind well, you need to have a really and a highly polished surface which is intaglio, which is going to come in contact with the soft tissue. So now what you have achieved is a prep like the adjacent ones. It's no more an implant crown for you. So you just have to forget it, you just have to treat it like you're treating the adjacent tooth line. And then we pressed all these in LT and stained. And that's what we could achieve over here. So what is important here is to have the right kind of information, the right kind of impression, and the right kind of model made from that impression. And only then you will be able to achieve something. The tissue will creep and crawl in, and then the papilla will get filled properly. And that's what we could achieve. The girl was really happy. And you can see there is a veneer, there is a crown, there is an implant crown, 3 different type of restorations in one zone of excellence. Yet we could achieve the right kind of results. So this is not an accident. You just need to understand the shape, color, and the texture, and then you'll be able to. And for that, this is a very good aid that I usually use in the office. Usually we use a gray wax whenever we are doing the mock-up, but this particular case we thought of doing in the Emax multi-ingot. Multi-ingot is a revolutionary ingot. Now you have multi-zirconias. Now Emax multi was something, because earlier we used to have just the monochromatic LT or HT, and we used to create a chroma in the cervical area and lower the value in the incisal areas. But now multi has the same in one ingot. So whenever we are doing the final restoration, it's always to be done in wax first and then mimic into ceramic finally. So it's an exercise that we thought we should be doing in this particular case. And she's a girl, she's a lady, a middle-aged lady, and a multidisciplinary approach to aesthetic dentistry you can see over here. We sequence the entire planning process. This is how she came to us with this not so good looking, I mean to say ugly porcelain fused to metal restorations, a lot of flair, functional issues too. We had to include a periodontist, we had to include an orthodontist in all these, in this treatment plan. Finally, we had to achieve the right structures, because after the tooth, you can see the tooth structure that was remaining was not much to achieve the right kind of results. So there was a core buildup that was done to achieve the right kind of contour that was finally planned in the mock-up. An orthodontic treatment was also achieved to attain the right kind of anterior guidance and the canine guidance. And finally, in the 4th picture on the right, you can see that now the patient is ready for the final treatment. It's not magic, it's so many steps that have to be followed. And once you appreciate and understand all these steps as a technician, you will put more of your heart and soul whenever you are working. Otherwise, the life of a technician is just stone models in the office. But if you try to understand the science behind it, you will be loving your work more. So with the reference of our mock-up, we made these temporary the silicon matrices and transferred. So these were the preps that the dentist nicely designed and built up for the final restorations. And these are the crisp impressions that we could receive, and we made sure that we could attain the same kind of clarity in our models also. We have to do justice to what the dentist's heart and great effort have done.
xuống cho nó đóng gói chứ.
And in this case, we thought of going ahead with the
Đây là em vừa
Geo
viết ra
Expert
đây.
bags,
Nãy giờ cứ ngồi nhìn ông này mà không đặt trả được có hình
wherein we could see the dentine as well as the enamel as well as the translucent areas which we wanted in the final restoration.
Nãy giờ thì bảo là anh ngồi chắn gió.
And then there is a special screwing technique for the Emax Press multi ingots, which you can follow the instructions guide which you have with you, or you can ask for your Ivoclar person. There is a certain protocol you need to follow whenever you are fabricating multi ingots, and this is what we could achieve. We checked the shape. And it's just ready for painting now. We just need to paint it with the right kind of colors. I can't explain you so many things unless I am practically there with you and show you the right kind of application and how do we use the colors. But this is my side of story. What you can see, if I'm able to explain you, I'm more than happy. What you can achieve as a monolithic restoration. So we have achieved the color, the shape, and the texture, and look how nicely it is blended with the soft tissue, how nicely it is integrated, the warmth in the colors. We checked the restorations from all aspects, the translucencies, the light absorption areas as well as the light reflection areas have been created over here. And now this case goes to the dentist and he's ready to bond. But he finds a little bit of a hitch in this because he finds some glaze in the marginal area, which is not good at all. When he etches the crowns in his office, he finds a glaze in the margin, which is not good because in that area bonding will remain weak and it will tend to have some leakages over there, and long-term success of these restorations will matter in that case. So mind well, whenever you are sending your restorations out of your office, check for your margins. If there is no glaze flown inside the margins, try to sandblast it a little bit or remove it before you send it to the office. Because dentists, these are a few dentists who have a very, you take a closer look and have a very keen eye towards these restorations, but not many. And sometimes these are the results of some failures which we fail to understand why this happened. See how it's blended now. Patient extremely happy, and so are we, because we gave this restoration to the right kind of the dentist.
Hiếu nó không mài thô bạo đâu mà chả hiểu.
So that's where we started, and with a multidisciplinary approach, that's where we could reach. And look at the change in her entire facial pattern, and look at the smile she's giving now.
Có 62.000 mà bao nhiêu người ăn?
Ngày lạc đạc không hết.
Ăn cả ngày không
So
hết.
now when we talk more about monolithics, see, layering is going to be an integral part every day when it comes to anterior aesthetics. We have to do layering, but in some areas we can simply get away with coloring a monolithic structure. So all these possibilities are there with a monolithic structure. You can do anterior restorations, implant supported restorations again, onlays and tabletops, inlays, veneers. So this was one case. You can see a worn off dentition and a
Monolithic là cái
You
gì?
can see the chroma is in the wrong area. It is supposed to be in the cervical area. Here you can see there's a major discoloration in the incisal areas. Very diverse colors in all the 4 preps. Yet you chose to press this restoration in a HT in gut because the overall value of this entire case was very, very low. And HT offers you that HT is a low value because it's much of the replacement of enamel, I would say, though it is available in the shade, in the shaded pattern. And we just colored it because the color expected from the patient was as natural and as the way he has already been having for these many years. It's just the wear that had to be taken care, and we simply painted it with the right kind of colors, and that's it. That's where the monolithic structure
Đang nướng.
and different colors that we have used
Đang nướng.
come into
Thì
scene.
anh ấy bảo là anh
We paid attention to the shape, the color,
nhầm là lấy
and the texture.
lấy xong đòi nắp thêm cái
And the
hàm
very,
gỗ
very
của
thin
anh vào
veneers
làm sao mà
pressed
nắp
in
được. Xong khớp cắn
HT
anh lấy
A1.
khớp
As
cắn
I said,
sai.
I would always press in
Thì rồi
lighter
anh
shade
bảo là cứ làm đi cho anh.
and then raise the chroma
Dựa
or
phải vào
maybe
cái kia,
lower
xong
the
đắp,
value.
Xong chị có
đắp
nói
cho
Nhung
nó
chưa?
kia. Nói Nhung
And
là
see,
Nhung nó có
you
gọi
can
em
see
một cái
how nicely it is blended.
Dựa chỉ trao đổi với anh Sâm thôi mà.
With monolithic way, you can go with inlays, onlays,
Anh
It
bảo là
seamlessly
nó bị sai đấy thì cứ làm cho anh về
get
rồi
blended.
anh chỉnh, nếu không được thì anh phải lấy dấu
if they are
lại
made
thì anh
nicely.
lộn.
We also made a bonded Maryland restoration, which is a fully monolithic restoration. This is an implant site, and the patient and the dentist needed a long-term temporary. And Emax is bondable, so this is a minimal invasive way to keep this site okay for a while. And this is how we made a full contoured structure with 2 wings. We pressed it in an LT
Hôm
ingot.
trước thấy em bảo là cái ca đấy mấy cái răng cửa là bị thiếu đường hoàn tất đúng không? Hôm nay xong anh bảo anh nắp nó không xuống.
What looks this on the cast,
Chẳng mà bị
we
đường hoàn
created
tất.
a ovate kind of site over there, and
Nếu
this is
mà xấu
how
thì chỉ việc đắp lại thôi chứ làm sao mà phải ấy đường hoàn tất.
It looked in the patient's mouth.
Nó bị rè ra. Anh có
so for
ăn
us
bò
this
lại.
composed gray plays a major role, and for me the Si2 and Si3 powder and the shade incision shade pastes play a major role for me whenever I'm trying to create a canvas for the rest of the materials that I'm trying to put before after I apply the shade dentine color.
Mai có sườn đấy 2 sao sớm tí làm cái một kia xong
So this is one more case that we did of extreme characterization again. You can see probably the patient was of the same family member, and we made 2 custom abutments in zirconia, and we characterized the zirconia. Before sintering, we changed we added chroma to the zirconia abutments. Same year we had been given the custom gum profile, and see how these zirconia abutments look into the patient's mouth. The right kind of submergence and emergence profile. Highly polished intaglio, and on those we made these restorations. They are fully monolithic, pressed again in HT because we did not want a high value thing, and the shade desired was a very, very chromatic shade.
Nhắn cho tối hôm qua mà 11 giờ kém.
And see how seamlessly it has disappeared into the patient's mouth. We created the
Cái
cracks.
ảnh góc nghiêng mãi đằng
We
này
also
chảy
created
đấy.
these
Thế xong bảo,
vertical
chị bảo là
crack
ví dụ
lines
như-
with a scriber,
Không biết là
and
khách
we
có
have a
ưng không,
diamond
nhắn tin
scriber
hỏi
in the
nó là
office
khách
with
có ưng không em?
which
Thì
we
nó bảo khách
simply
ưng.
create, which
Em
is
để-
not possible with a
Mà
tool
quả
because
buổi tối đang
you
ngồi
end
làm
up
trong bàn
doing a
cái
bit
ảnh
wider and a stronger, which won't look that great. So if you want these kind of thin trace lines, a scriber, something you can just find it in your glass cutting shops, that they have diamond cutting tools, and from there you can buy this diamond point scriber, and you can have your nice own textures created over. See, there is one zirconia crown in the premolar region, 2 Emax crowns on the implants, and 2 veneers which are Emax, and all of them, they look absolutely natural and imitate the vital appearance of the natural tooth. So these are a few challenges that we have But we love to do it because you cannot just do some monochromatic A1 and A2 things. The reason of me showing you these cases is how extreme you can go with these materials. Everything is, well, this is a basic. This is our everyday work. So this is very much possible. To achieve this result is not a big deal. Have these kind of models, get the right kind of pressings, do a micro layering in this area and achieve the right texture, and you got it. Patient is happy. Very, very thin feather edge margins blended subtly into the patient's mouth. See how thin it is. You can see the preparations from inside once they are kept in the model. No prep veneers. This is absolutely a no prep case that we had come. It's a very, very young boy and he did not want to sacrifice the tooth structure at all. The only thing is these teeth were too small for his facial appearance. I thought of doing it the refractory way. I did the alveolar, all the preparation for the alveolar models, did the duplication. And then I thought, why not try the opal ingot from Ivoclar? I want to replace bright enamel on this. So opal ingot was the right choice. Then we started to do the wax up. We pressed the restorations. Look at the opalescent behavior of the ingot even after just the pressing when it is on the ring. And we got these ultra thin restorations placed on the cast. And the only thing that we did with this was just a minor little bit interproximal staining and glaze. That's all. What we achieved in this is giving back the lost enamel what was there. You can see how thin the prep is peeping out from the restoration, and that's the result. The minimal invasive way. So this is the versatility of IPAC Max. You can do so many things. You just need to understand the case. Now this particular case, if you can see, once again, this was an extreme case because the patient himself is a dentist and he is from that part of India where the water in the wells is having a lot of fluoride, and that's the reason why he is having major fluorosis. So the prime concern here was aesthetics, loss of aesthetics, the fluorosis what you can see, and loss of function. And we could do the final restorations to achieve, because there were high expectations, because as I said, the patient himself was a dentist and knew so many things out of it. So we did the mock-up, and as per that, we tried to achieve an acceptable occlusal plane, and also we tried to just see what can be done with the anterior teeth. And with the help of the transferred mock-ups, the preps were done. Now we need to do justice to this beautiful work. Once again, this is a multidisciplinary case. The dentist has involved so many things into it. And now for us, it's a straight case now. But still, there is discoloration. The preps, if you can see, is still very, very chromatic and ununiform color. We got the right occlusal records, right-centric. Some are veneers, some are crowns. And with the help of the diagnostic wax-up and the silicon putty index, he was temporized and he was sent back. By the time we received the case, look at the beautiful impressions, very crisp margins, feather edge thin margins. Your model should do justice to the preparation and the impressions that your dentist is given. We follow the regular protocol of transferring the face bone, and then we went the digital way. We had the pre-operative casts. So with that, we milled the wax. But of course, milling the wax, we need to add a little bit of human touch. Mind well, the posteriors, what we have done, were made for zirconia. The rest, all the restorations have been made in IPS Emax LT. We achieved the right function, the right intercuspation. We did a minimal cutback on the incisal edges, and we achieved a very, very subtle result from this. So that's the result that we could get. No compromise on the aesthetics, no compromise on the function. Look from when we started. And so what is more important here is the shade blend of the zirconia crowns with the Emax restorations. They look absolutely from the same family. Yes, we usually do full contoured zirconia, full contoured Emax also in the posterior regions. But now when this new generation zirconia has arrived, which is not at all compromising on aesthetics, we have started going for translucent zirconias also. Only the anterior 4 teeth were minimally layered, rest all have been just colored. And that's how they looked into the situation. But if you want to put your heart and soul in this case, you need to have the right kind of records and the right kind of information from the dentist. If something goes wrong after doing this kind of hard work, then it's good work lost, you know. Yeah. This was one case which we did fully. It's quite an old case, fully analog way. We received the information from the dentist, a big note, what was the expectation. The patient was a big man, a rich man, celebrity, and he was expecting a lot of things. And there was a major wear, if you can see. So we received the diagnostic casts and the needed records, and we started doing a mock-up. As I said, the grey color is really good because it gives me all the light and shadow play which I can understand. The contoured areas, the under contoured areas, the shadow areas. So whenever I am doing a mock-up, grey color is my favorite. We started doing the mock-ups. You can see the kind of vertical loss also it is having, the incisal wear that we are having. We achieved the right centric and then the right contours. We fabricated, checking the anterior guidance. The lower anteriors, the dentist wished to go with direct composite restorations for the white. Otherwise, the rest of the restorations we chose the posteriors for zirconias and the anteriors for Emax. So over here, as I said, we did it fully manually. So we used the silicon putty index from the transferred mock-up, and with the help of this wax injector, we transferred the record on the final models, the master models that we received. So the data was not lost. Now this is very easy when it is digital today. But as I once again say, if you're not strong with your analog, digital is not going to help you in any way. Digital is a speed booster, but it's not going to make any magic. You need to be very strong with your analog way, and then digital is a boon for you. We pressed the restorations, got them sandblasted, minimal cutback again. As I said, those days we were not. Today, imagine in India, it's the margins are very less when it comes to the dental technology industry, and we have to keep our passion alive. At the same time, the creativity also alive. At the same time, we need to fight with the economics. These are a few powders that we used. In they are like spices. We just have to use them minimally. And we should not do them extreme. We need very subtle effects. How it should suit the personality. Look at the shape of the canines, the laterals, the laterals as well as the centrals. After bonding the anteriors, it's time for the posteriors. Now we got the impressions with the same bite records, and we made monolithic zirconia restorations. And the last one is an Emax onlay. Yet the shade blend is just perfect. It's almost a 7-year-old case. Robust looking canine, strong personality. And look at from where we started and what we could achieve.
Không, chuyển trực tiếp được nhưng mà mất thời gian. Có nghĩa là cái chuyển đấy nó sẽ lâu ấy. Ví dụ mình
So what is most important is to understand the age and personality related shape, color and texture. Otherwise we'll put a signature on every case. Not every case should look the same, because every individual personality has his own characteristic mannerism. Accordingly, we'll have to replicate it. In this case, there are diverse restorations. We are having onlays, we are having veneers, we are having crowns. Once again, the right kind of model, the right kind of preparations. And once you have this intact, you get this model stitch, all these finishing lines, the margins are clear, you fabricate the restorations. This was a pure digital way. We simply had the mock-up, we transferred it, we milled the wax, we had these restorations and straight away colored them. There is not a single amount of layering in these restorations. You can see. The onlays also, the tabletops, they have been properly painted with the right kind of medium. Simply painted, following all the shape and the function in the articulator, and that's how it blended into the mouth. You can see the blend of the tabletops in the maxillary areas.
Alo.
So these are all Emax restorations. All Emax restorations, purely stained, purely monolithic.
Vâng.
Quite an acceptable result. If it would have been layered, would have looked much better, of course. But today, when we are thinking about a little bit of practical terms, this is what is possible, and which is not bad at all. And this is possible because you understand what kind of translucency of the ingot you need to choose, and what kind of coloring material you need to apply, and in what extent. For that, your study of natural tooth really matters. We checked all the movements The incisal guidance as well as the canine guidance, everything was stable. This too is almost a
Em đã
6-year-old
tí
case.
nữa chị đắp cùng cho. Ôi sao con đấy dài vậy?
Another clinical case when we started doing it in the smile designing module, what we have on the ExaCAD. Clear wear is seen in this patient. These are the standard protocols that are followed. I'm going to rush you through these cases because I just want to show you what all is possible and how we achieve the right kind of bite records, get it in place. Now we start with the analog models and then we get them scanned into the ExaCAD. We superimpose the models with the patient's face, choose the right library. Today you have so many libraries available. Choose the right kind of library and then you set the teeth rightly wherever you need. Check all the movements in the virtual articulator what you have on ExaCAD from all aspects. And then what we do is we print the model. After we have a proper discussion and a dialogue with the dentist, checking all the guidelines of the proportions, the midline, the interpupillary line, everything should be intact. And with that help, once everything is approved, you print the models. The beauty of digital way to work in a digital way is it is reversible. Whereas whenever we are doing it in analog way, there's too much of hard work. You need to reverse back and get it along. So with that help, with the clear index, we transferred it into the patient's mouth. All the movements were checked and a canine guided occlusion was established. So this is the mock-up that was transferred into the patient's mouth. There were some tweakings that were done with his inputs. He wanted a little bit more robust teeth. And with that guide, preps were done. Control models were very, very important in this. We milled it in the CAD. So whenever you have milled these in the blue phase, there is a crystallization firing that is to be conducted. And then that's where you see the shades respective to the shades that you can see in the image right now. Very, very minimal contact, that's what we did. Added the opal effects and finally with the enamels. That's it. So these restorations were ready for the bonding. And as you see, they are absolutely disappeared into the mouth. And they are having a very subtle effect. The texture is subtle. And what the original teeth had, we just gave him back the lost structure, which is respective to his personality, a strong personality. The mandibulars, again, were veneers. You can see there is an ununiformity in the plane, but that was to keep the function intact. In the earlier virtual articulator movement, you must have seen a little bit of interference that was seen. So to keep that intact, we had to manage this plane accordingly. We cannot override function for aesthetics. First, function needs to be intact, otherwise the patient is going to curse you. All sides of movements. And now the onlays, the tabletops. See, the right protocol has been followed and how nicely the onlays have been disappearing into the... So overall, it's a full mouth rehab case, and that's where we started. And look at the personality change, how robust the person looks, how strong and vibrant he looks now. So as I say, digital is there, but your experience matters the most. These two hands and these two eyes, what they work, no digital thing, no digital gadget can work that way. It's you who's going to put the digital to work. The digital is not going to put you to work. Okay? So you need to understand that. So this is a fantastic Zircad Prime case that we did. It's quite an old case when this was just introduced here in India, and we stayed away headed for a full arch implant restoration on this, which we did on multi-unit cases. The patient had come from Australia. He was here as a guest, and then he was here for the treatment. He had put his implants in his earlier visit. So that's what the patient he started with.
Chẳng qua là bây giờ đang không có xe, nếu có xe thì mình gửi cái xe muộn kia mình ấy.
These are all multi-unit implants. We had a provisional denture which was approved in terms of the occlusal plane, that's all. There's so much of tweaking that had to be done. And then we had these master casts ready. And on these master casts, we started making our prototypes. So we had the multi-unit titanium cylinders built accordingly, and then we started to design for the PMMA, build PMMA. Because the teeth that you see over here, comparative to the patient's personality, they were looking very timid and small. He needed really squarish, big, huge teeth. And with these provisionals, yes, of course, he looks better than what he came to us. But we need to understand much more. We need to understand a lot when we talk about personality-related aesthetics. So we made some respectively better and big-looking teeth for him. The lowers, as you see, they are veneers, and in the posteriors, once again, they are implant bridges. We checked all aspects of occlusion. With the changes done, then we are all set for the milling. Now the beauty of this Zircad Prime is the two types of zirconias that you have integrated in one blank. Okay, it's the gradient technology that makes so much of a difference for us. We are confident in it. Strength is not compromised, and nor is the aesthetics. As you can see, in the gradient, you have in the cervical areas, you have a 1200 megapascal material, and in the incisal areas, you have a fairly acceptable strength. And this is just the milled, the sintered zirconia that you have over here. Look at the vibrance. We had it in place, functional check was done, and we thought of adding some soft tissue material over here. So we layered it with Emax Ceram, And that's how it went.
Các bạn chị ấy, mà làm IMAX là thường là nó sẽ làm sắc xong rồi nó tạo form ra cắt bách qua ấy, ra nó cắt bách lại rồi nó chỉ cần đắp.
The lower posteriors are implant bridges, the anteriors are Emax linears. So the last two titanium cylinders were decided to be picked up into the patient's mouth because they were a bit in a different axis. So we decided to play safe. The rest all were bonded well. What a considerable difference. So this is all monolithic except for the gingival ceramic layering. Everything is absolutely monolithic on a Zircad Prime blank. Sorry. Now you can see a major change in the patient's personality. This is where we started, and look. So then work becomes real fun, once you start to enjoy what you're doing, once you understand clearly what you're going to do and what is your final goal. Things. It's just a case which I am going to show you, how it was very difficult for me to document that case while I was painting. This was a straight case wherein we had a pre-milled abutments on which we fabricated this Zircad Prime restoration. Just sintered and then properly colored. As you can see, I'm applying a little bit of glaze paste mixed with the shade paste, the shade HD2, and then applying everywhere in the cervical areas and in the incisal areas wherever I'm applying more of the the shade incisal material, Si2, and then finally I am giving a little bit of translucent with the material, the Essence Ocean. And some more characterization, the tea and coffee stains, which will be mahogany, terracotta or espresso. And this is what we could achieve from a plain and bland zirconia. And when it comes to putting a little bit of gingival ceramic, then this is what I do. This is mixing once again glaze paste and a little bit of basic red and mahogany with the gingival powders, mixing it very, very thin and simply dabbing it over and firing it at a high temperature so that it fuses really well. You can mix all the essence materials to characterize your gingival. That's the beauty of it. If you have the creativity, if you have the communication, the shade communication of the gingival color, what you need to replicate, you can achieve all these melanin pigmentation or whatever, the cervical area, the neck. If there are diverse colors, you can achieve all of those firing at the right temperature. So this is what we could achieve with that. So life has become very easy, isn't it? It's just choosing a library, setting it right, understanding the function, getting it milled from the machine, and then painting. But this is easy only if you are strong with your analog work. Sorry, this case is
Mà
just
chị
I'm
không
gonna
ghi được
just
tiếng. Vừa
this is
nãy chị
not
quên
supposed
chị
to be
cho
in
nó
this
phông nó nhỏ
presentation.
ra, bây giờ mà chị
But this
cho
is one
to
of the
ra này,
cases which
nó chỉ nhìn
once
góc.
again this is a maxillary. We did it on a high performance polymer as the base in a Malo design, on which we did zircad prime crowns, and the lower was a full arch restoration which we milled and then just stained. Don't forget, we always do this firing. This is called as the regeneration firing. It means a lot to me because after cutting the zirconia post centering and then doing a little bit of finishing, there are certain structural changes that happen into the zirconia. So if you want to get everything intact and you want to reset it, this is a firing that I would always recommend. I've been doing this since 15 years now, when the day when I used to have the manual mill zirconia in my office those days. Okay, so still follow this procedure, and it really helps to add stability, and I'm very confident whenever I'm delivering my zirconia. So you can see one machine can do the work of 50 ordinary men, but no machine can do the work of one extraordinary man. So in this world, you have to have skilled hands and real good eyes for excellent color perception. Okay, this will add personal touch to the restorations, and they'll get closer to the nature. On this note, I would like to thank my mentors who gave me a vision, who taught me so many things, and most important thing that they told me is to be inspired and be inspired, observe, understand, and only then copy the nature. You can reach me on this, my Facebook account, my Instagram account, and there is a small video that I'm going to play you now, which shows, it's a small video with some music and a little bit of painting that we done, and one final case
Đào học đến
which
tận 8
has
rưỡi mà.
just photographs integrated into it. So thank you all. Elmond,
còn mấy cái của chán nó nha.